Afternoon all. Well, I'm just leaving the car park on Holy Island, which is named appropriately because I think some Irish monks in the early part of the first millennium, or maybe the middle part of the first millennium, occupied this. It's a island approached by a causeway. Oh. It's not. Where's the way out then? Sorry about that. I almost went out. Oh, it's down there. Yeah. I got it. I almost went through a brick wall. Oh well. Perhaps I shouldn't go live while driving. I apologise for the sounds, but I'm in the RV on my trip away from England up to Scotland, and so it's a bit bumpy and there's a bit of noise. Right, as I was saying, we are about, in a minute or two, to cross the causeway to this island, and I'll just show you some of the beautiful scenery here in the north.
In 5 miles onto A1.
Northumberland. So it's an island because it's cut off at high tide. As I say, it's a beautiful spot in the north of Ireland. Sorry, north of Ireland, north of England. And in a minute or two we will cross the causeway, and that will be the end of this live stream. So it's really one of scenery on what's been a lovely day today. I visited the university city of Durham earlier, which was again, that's quite an old city, famous university there. So I just concentrate as those cars go by, as I'm wider than normal. So we're heading off the island and going back onto the mainland, and I'm just going to keep this live while I cross the causeway, because I like the scenery, even if none of you don't. And sorry, I can't see the chat because I'm driving and my partner's holding the phone, so I cannot see the chat. But hopefully you're getting a good idea of the scenery here. We're going to go up, get back onto the main road soon, and head off up into Scotland. On this day that Boris Johnson announced, I think he's just announced his resignation and is still Prime Minister, but I haven't heard the news for the last couple of hours, so you can lie and you can lie and you can lie, but eventually you'll lie one too many times. There's some similarities between him and some frauditors I know. I've no idea whether you can hear, but I'll keep waffling on. Yeah, I did say in Discord 2 days ago, I said when his Chancellor and his, who else left? Health Secretary. When his Chancellor and Health Secretary resigned from their posts, I said that's the end of Boris Johnson, and 2 days later, so it appears it's happened. As I say, I don't know if he's hanging on until there's been an election for the new leader of the Conservative Party. Obviously, we have a parliamentary system, and the Prime Minister is the leader of his or her party, and his or her party control whether they want that person to be their leader. So it isn't like he won an election and he has a presidential term. Right, we're starting to cross the causeway now. Becomes single carriageway in a bit. I think it's going to be unsafe to cross in an hour or two. The tide will come up to here, and not this causeway, but I am aware personally of someone who was driving across one of these causeways and hadn't checked the tide and thought, oh, that looks okay, and actually got caught by the incoming tide, and it floated their car off. So, and I think the car was written off. Right, there's obviously just a bit of water there all the time, but this is the bit that will flood. The bit I can see seaweed either side of. Right, and I think in a second we'll be back on the English mainland. So I'm going to press X and stop this.
Open up your phone.
Right, let me just put it in. I haven't stopped it.